Some regular maintenance today. It's got a 2012 Ford Transit. It's got the 2.0 engine. Nothing special. What's happening with this one, it came in with just misfire codes. It's not a blatant, obvious misfire. And I just made like a preliminary assessment. I did clean this area up. It was a little bit more gunked up from oil. Let's pull these out, the coils. Hold on. I had to sneeze. So here's one of them, one of the worst ones. I already hit these with brake cleaner, but 1, 2 is clean, and 3 and 4 has a pool of oil in it. And we can look in the back. There's a little bit of oil seepage. So this, for the most part, 96% of the valve cover is fine. It's just old. It just needs to be replaced. So we're gonna take these off, take the valve cover off, clean the plug wheels, and remove and replace everything. I should call it a day. I gotta get this plug out. This is slick. I gotta get that out. I'm gonna stick something down in there and get that out. Oh, there we go. I didn't have to do that. Okay, so I'm gonna get some brake cleaner. The commercial grade I got, it's whack, but it got what I got here, just not the good stuff. I'm gonna get more of this area cleaned up, and I'll shut my mouth and start pulling stuff down. Now I will say, before I start working, this, somebody already been through this before, and the fasteners or retainers for the coils aren't all the same. So it was an 8mm from the factory, but one of them have an 11mm. So I had to use that. These are going to be 8mm to remove the valve cover with all the fasteners. Let's see if I can just pry this bracket up when I get the valve cover loose, and so I'll have to take this bracket off. So let me shut up and clean this area, and we'll get to work. This is the breather, the crankcase breather I pulled out. There's a tab on the side. You lift up on it. The bolts on here, the studs are rusted, like on the back here. So I'm gonna have to replace those somehow. Best to probably take these injectors loose too. Cam position sensor out. should have enough room to lift up and move it over. This, if I need to, I could take this purge valve off. Quick connect line down at the bottom. Right on the intake, you just push that in. I want to snap it, but yeah, you push that in and move it. I'm gonna leave the fuel line. That should be enough room. Labor time on this is 0.9 hours, so we're already halfway through it. We just gotta pull off the valve cover bolts, and I gotta get these two in the back that are rusted real bad. Golly, I think I got something. I should have some screws laying around, some bolts. Let's get an 8mm. First thing I'm gonna try is some vice grips. Grab the head of them, see what happens. Can't guarantee these are gonna work, but I got the most worn out pair I got. Let's see. Maybe I'll get a better pair. These have slightly better teeth. I know this one ain't gonna work. I can manually get that one out. So once we get this off, then we'll be able to see inside the engine. We can pretty much determine how well the engine has been maintained. Look for any type of sludge buildup. Look for any engine residue, discoloration, just to get an idea. All right. Really ain't a good spot to pry anywhere, but I went to the most meaty areas I could on the fuel rail. It looks really good. Looks real nice. It's very clean. Oil changes have been well maintained. Here's the, make sure nothing falls out. Valve cover gasket. Oh, one of them got stuck. So the center portion here, what was leaking, looking for any flat spots. Look like one right there. It's a flat spot. Gasket is honestly it's pretty decent. Want to pull those spark plugs out. I probably could, that's a tough decision, hit it with a wire brush in there to clean that area out, but I don't want to get it back in the engine or anything. So what I'll do, hit it with a wire wheel, put some rags around here in the important area so it wouldn't get inside the engine, and I could just lay some towels around it and blow it out again. I think I probably might do that. Let me see what it looks like. So the only two spots where I'm gonna put sealant is right there where the timing cover mates with the cylinder head. And you'll see those little notches. It's not a perfect machine surface, so right where that divider is, just put a dab of sealant and install it. Put a dab of sealant on the block, well, the head first, and then install the valve cover. So everything's pretty much clean. I just need to replace the gasket, and that's pretty much self-explanatory. You just peel it off, clean the area, reinstall it, put the sealant down, put the new gasket on. So let's pull those spark plugs out, see what they look like. All right, viewer discretion is advised. Oh wow, this plug was loose. Let me show you. I ain't even touched this one yet. So, more than likely, this was the cause of his misfire. That makes sense to why it was like, it looks blackened in the area. I wonder if it'll tighten up, but hopefully no threads come out. But that plug was loose. It just, like it naturally just backed out of it. Cylinder one, Craft plugs in there, looks good. You can see compression seeping through this one. Yeah, compression. That's why it looks black like that. Compression was seeping through. As long as no threads have came with it. Number 3. Number 4. I mean, they look good. The oil lightly just got inside of there and acted as a penetrant with several heat cycles and worked it loose. It wouldn't surprise me. These don't have any washers on here like some of the other plugs. So anything can happen. All right, let me get some new stuff and we'll be back. All right, just got back from the parts store. Got 4 Motorcraft spark plugs. This is only 3 in my hand. The other one's down here somewhere. So we got 4 Motorcraft spark plugs from O'Reilly's. I have Felpro gasket. So we have a new valve cover gasket. There's the part number if anybody cares. What we're gonna do, get this valve cover gasket installed in reverse order. I did hit the grooves with brake cleaner. Got what I could off. I don't expect it to be perfect, but the gasket still should do its thing. In regards to the bolts in the back, I'm gonna switch those studs out, and I wound up getting these from O'Reilly's. Obviously, these are Dorman. These are the thread size. So in the pitch, so it's M6-10, and I'm gonna substitute the stud. So with the tower, to where you can put the connector for the wire harness on with another one that don't need the tower stud or the erecting portion of it, and put a bolt in there. So this would work out just fine. So let's go ahead and get this installed in reverse order so we can proceed with repair and call this a day. I don't know, I should have just put the valve cover gasket on first, but I don't want to forget those spark plugs. So. Ain't gonna lie, that other one barely went in. I might have to hit it with a thread chaser, worst case scenario. I started by hand. It's probably just like a little bit of grit, dirt in there. We'll see. So I guess this is not going to be a win for those guys who think that you can't use an impact driver to put spark plugs in. This is not. This is a torque to feel. Yeah, look at there. It just hit some grit, that's all. Going in just fine. Took a little bit of dirt. All right, there we go. Those went in smoothly. Let's go ahead and get this gasket installed. I just feel like I should have been done with this already. You can't screw these up. You can see they're oblong. They can only go in one way, technically. They have a notch in there, like this protruding groove, so you can't flip them upside down. Technically, this valve cover should be replaced. Technically. Here's the last one. This can actually, I don't know, like my shape. So you can put this in 2 different ways. Good thing is the gasket holds itself in place in the grooves, and we are good to go. So let's get some silicone, some gasket maker. I just got some old ultra black. I just gotta drill a hole in this thing. Yeah, I remember this one because this one had the little nick in the side. It don't take much. I'm just gonna throw this one away. Let's put a little dab right there. Take another one. There. Put another dab here. That's it. And we're gonna go in reverse order. Putting this valve cover back on. Here we go. Positive thing that valve cover gasket sits in there exceptionally well. Start the center ones off with my hand and work my way out. So I got an Ultima spark plug boot kit. This is it. Nobody cares because they're gonna ask if I don't show it. This is what come with the boot. Coil spring. Simply just you can just add it from the back, but that's not gonna do anything. These you have to pull them out, disconnect it like so, and install in reverse order. So we're gonna ditch the old one, put the spring back on, let's turn it, install the boot. That's it. Put some dielectric grease in here. So it'll be easy if we ever have to remove it in the future. Install on coil. Do another one. This is one of the oily ones. Crack it. Separate it. Oh shoot. Thing fell somewhere. Take a spring. Install it. Take the boot. Install it. Just like that. Take your dielectric grease. coil. Rinse and repeat. Start it up. Let's check the codes. I didn't take it on test drive yet. I just pulled it out. I know we had some misfires before. And I think we'll be fine because, again, remember that loose spark plug that was in there? That definitely will cause a misfire under cold startups. Oh, it's gonna take its sweet ass time. Okay. I mean, as far as the repair, it went really smooth. Nothing out of the ordinary except for those bolts or the fasteners, screws, or whatever you want to call them. And luckily O'Reilly had those. It was like, I think it was 5 in the container. It wound up costing $4 or something, $5 at my discount. Hello. Okay, I don't remember these codes being there, but I do remember the misfire. I'm gonna take it on test drive and see what's up with these shift codes, because they weren't there before, and I know we had misfires, and that loose spark plug answered the questions. That's weird. Let me take it on test drive and see what comes about, because yeah, those transmission shift codes are something different. Like this is gonna need a transition from 1, 2. Watch what happens. Ain't that great. We'll downshift to 2. Go on a drive. There's no third gear. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. That ain't good. Like a waste of damn time putting the spark plugs and stuff in there. So we're gonna pull off. We're stuck in. Sorry, I manually shifted to 2. I'm gonna go to drive. So there's no third gear. For some strange reason, there isn't one. I'm gonna check the fluid for contaminants. Shut up. Well, that explains those transmission codes. Dang it, man. they're being concerned about the transmission. I remember when we came by, it was like a misfire. Shoot. Well, it hasn't driven long enough to be able to generate a transmission code. Let me check the fluid or something. Check this car out. Let's start it up. Whew, I was run off at the mouth. So we're gonna check the transmission fluid. I got sidetracked. Let me get a rag. Let's look at the quality. My biggest thing is like, is it low on fluid? Is there, it smell burnt? It kind of does smell a little burnt. It's not red. I'm looking for any like metal flakes. Look at that. It does have some metal flake going on in there. Shoot. I bet that clutch pack's gone. I can see the metal flakes. The camera probably might not pick up the detail of it. This transmission. Oh, boy. So we got some more. Let's see what this is. I don't think it's not real strong. Like the side of the flakes aren't real strong, but I mean, I don't know, and I don't think it's the reflection of. I will really have to pull that drain plug out and see if I can capture a sample of it, because most of the fluid or contaminants is going to be at the bottom. That's how I would know if there's any type of damaged clutch material or clutches or whatever. I'm sorry, my mind is gone. Trust me, totally sidetracked. Fudge cake. Fudge. So, I mean, I could go through some extensive testing as far as testing the solenoid pack or something like that and make sure the solenoids are activating. I'll figure it out a little bit. As far as the main thing, we did have a misfire. Likely it was just due to a loose spark plug, but I mean, it needed it. I just hate the fact that the transmission seemed like it may have taken a crap, and I'm pretty sure that's what it was. It seemed like there's just no third gear. None at all. I'm not gonna sit there and talk about this whole thing, because this is not what this video is about. It's not about the transmission, but it just happened to be a thing when after repair and test driving it. So I'm not gonna say it didn't need that. It's just now something else. So anyway, well, look, if anything happened, I'll definitely update in regards to this transmission. But hit that link, subscribe to the channel, stay informed, and how to research my work. See you on the next one.